not 70. Her time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Athena is on the communications team at the Navigators, a faith-based nonprofit in town. In addition, she teaches dance and creates choreography for musicals. In just 2 short days, she will be celebrating a milestone birthday. Friday, by the way. Listen to see how she is processing this momentous life event. Welcome, Athena.
In just 2 days, I'm going to be celebrating a milestone birthday. It's not 50, it's not 70, it's 60. I am owning it. On Friday night, I'm going to be gathering with my friends and my family at a local Greek restaurant where we're going to have lots of good food. We're going to laugh a lot. We'll be swapping stories, taking selfies and group pictures, and just having a great time. I hope to be eating a lot of baklava, and I look forward to raising my glass and shouting, "Opa," which is what Greek people like to do. Gearing up to this milestone birthday, I have been in a season of reflection, and specifically I'm looking at 3 questions. Where have I been? Where am I now? And where am I going? Where have I been? I have been living out 60 years of life. That is a very long time. Day by day, year in, year out, 60 years of life. And I want to also share with you that I am choosing to measure my life in 3 chunks of 30 years. That means I am 2/3 of the way through, and I have 30 years left, God willing. I am basing that on the fact that my mom, who passed away last year, made it to the ripe old age of 92. Where have I been? If I'm being honest, a lot of my 60 years here on life have been overshadowed by feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. And I believe that they started when I was very young. A lot of you know that I started taking dance classes when I was really small, and I was put into a position where I was doing commercials and TV work growing up, but it started at a young age. I have a story from my childhood that really illustrates where these seeds of inadequacy possibly began. When I was 8 years old, my agent called my parents and said, "Tomorrow we are casting a commercial for, I don't remember what the product was, but we need a young girl, 8 years old, who can roller skate." My parents said, "Great, we'll see you tomorrow at the audition." Well, their little girl did not know how to roller skate. What did my parents do? They spent that afternoon trying to teach me how to roller skate. All I remember is just falling down a lot, skinning my knees, crying. It was really quite awful. Nonetheless, the next day came. My dad picked me up from school, and we went to the audition place. I was sent in by myself to meet with a team who was producing this commercial for an interview, which was standard, and then they took me outside to see me skate. My job at 8 years old, being a little performer, was to pretend that I knew how to skate and be confident, to pretend that I was confident. Well, that's not something that you can pretend. I cannot roller skate. And it was a disaster and horrible, and I really hated my parents for putting me through that. But you can see that a lot of those experiences did sow seeds of insecurity and inadequacy in me. Where am I now? I believe that I have transformed from an insecure little girl to a much calmer, centered adult woman. And how have I gotten here? There have been so many experiences, obviously, 60 years, that's a long time, and I'm just gonna keep saying 60 because I'm owning it. But through the years, I have had a lot of deep conversations with trusted family members and wonderful friends. I've had counseling. I've lifted up thousands of prayers. I have a community at church that really helps me through tough times. And I believe that all of those things combined have really transformed me into a more calm and centered person, for which I'm thankful. I have raised 3 kids into adulthood. I have 34 years of marriage under my belt. Okay, hold that applause, because 17 years with marriage number 1 and 17 years so far with marriage number 2.
All right.
So where am I going? I believe that every day is a gift, and for whatever time I have left, I want to use my experiences to help others. For example, at work, there's a young woman who just came back to work after having her first baby, and 2 of my coworkers are currently newly pregnant. So if asked, I would love to be able to share my experiences as a working mom, which I have done all the way through my kids' lives, also teaching dance while working outside the home. So I have a lot of experience. And like I said, if asked, I would maybe even have some practical tips for them. In this time of reflection, I would like to challenge you to possibly ask yourself those questions. Where have I been? Where am I now? Where am I going? I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I raise my glass to you and say, Opa!
Opa!